It's Week 10 of the National Football League. And up next, we'll see Aaron Jones. He was steady for him on the ground a week ago, reaching the century mark and adding a score. It's the Packers and the Steelers, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
But not far from where the Steelers' former homes at Three Rivers Stadium, Forbes Field once stood, we are at Pittsburgh's Acrisure Stadium. Today, boy, what a matchup. Two NFL franchises with so much history, so much tradition, getting set to do battle here, as it'll be the Green Bay Packers taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Steeler ball club entering play. They come in riding high, just one loss in their last 7 games.
It's a very focused team, very disciplined. They've kept the penalties to a minimum, and they're winning football games.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Packers, they come in off a loss last time out, but they've been playing better than 500 ball the last couple months. 5 wins in their last 8 games. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line.
So out come the Steelers now for their first drive.
They'll be led out by the 8th-year passer, 2-time Pro Bowler from Mississippi State, Dak Prescott.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
Dak going to start out going to the air.
Buying time to his left. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, CD, you see some of the injuries that have popped up for this franchise, and obviously hoping to get these guys back sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and these guys, they've been hearing the mantra, next man up, since their Friday night light games in high school. It's 3 simple words, but they're absolutely perfect to use, and everyone has adopted them. Next guy up, do your best.
And he'll pick up about 3 there, up to the 43.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Prescott, he's going to change things up here.
Prescott from the gun on 3rd.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
And that's exactly what defenses talk about. You've got to find ways to get off the field when you can, especially on 3rd down. And 3rd down defense going to be vital in this game. Able to knock that one away and force a 4th down.
And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback.
First and 10, Richardson looks to throw it. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there. And it's 2nd down. You look at this Steeler defense.
And this unit, very tough to throw against. Currently 2nd best in the NFL.
And this unit knows exactly where they rank. They're number 2 against the pass in the NFL. You know they have their sights set on being number 1, looking for a big game today.
And this will be a Packers first down as he gets this up past the 30.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
So the completion good for 7 there, and it's 2nd down.
And CD, defensively, you're going against a hot quarterback coming off a 3-touchdown game in their victory a week ago. What's the big key for them to try to slow him down?
You ask all the tough questions, don't you, partner? Because with this guy, if you blitz him, he takes advantage of that man coverage and burns you. But if you bring on those extra DBs, he sits back there and does what he wants. To me, it's going to be those DBs. When they catch the ball, big-time tackles, really put it on those receivers.
They go play action with Richardson.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. The Mississippi State man, Chris Jones, with a sack there.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Here's Ethan Evans now.
They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Fielded just inside the 30. There he goes, left side. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A 71-yard punt return.
And the Steelers are on the board first here this afternoon.
When you got a guy that fast back there to receive punts, that's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach. It's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they mishit the ball and kick it right to him.
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. And he'll put it through to make it 7-0 Steelers. So his big play capability in full display there as he's able to return that punt for a touchdown. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
The Packers offense here coming back out for their second drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. On the delay, Jones. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
And they'll go to the air now with Richardson.
Drops it to Jones in the flat. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that will bring up 2nd down.
Richardson.
Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
You look at this Steeler defense.
They come into this one ranked number 5 in the NFL against the run.
And the mantra of this unit, get to the football. Fly to the ball carrier. And you know you can tell that they do it really well? At the end of each play, when you click off the frame, count the number of guys that are around the ball carrier. It's always 7, 8, 9 guys. They get to them each and every play.
Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
So that'll be marked down as a 19-yard punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their 2nd offensive possession. Just the one misstep for them in the first half of the season. 7-1 is the record at the midway point. And in terms of whatever power rankings you want to go by, they're at or near the top of the list in terms of best teams in the National Football League.
And for me, in my little bit of rankings here, I've got to make the top. I know there's still 2 months to go. We've seen teams get off the hot starts and then fade away due to injuries or the schedule or whatever. But unless there are a rash of injuries on this team, I'd be surprised if they aren't a 1st or a 2nd seed come playoff time.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football. Here's 3rd and 3. As they've got it as we resume action. Third and short yardage. Prescott working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have the Steelers first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards. Play fake. Here's Prescott eluding the pressure right. That's to a former Packer, Marquez Valdes-Scantling. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Now Dak, he's going to mix it up. Prescott on 1st down. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. The Steelers at 7-1 now on the year, and they've been cooking these last couple months. Winners is 7 of their last 8 games.
And as much as we hate to play this game, you know I'm going to do it anyway. Extrapolate that over a full season. What does that come out to, partner? 14-2. And anyone in the NFL, they'd sign up for that record, that's for sure.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really, on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game.
Green Bay's offense ready to go again.
They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
Richardson to the air on 1st down.
He's got a man. It's his fullback. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds.
And the big guy catches the ball in the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense, and guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Hawkinson. They'll wind up getting just a yard, and that'll bring up 4th down. Now Kaimi Fairbairn for the field goal try. This from 44 yards out, left hash.
The kick by Fairbairn is good.
And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
So here are the Steelers to take over on offense. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one as well right now as they start 1st and 10. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd down and 2. Jacobs going to try the middle. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down.
That's good for a Pittsburgh.
Now Prescott. And his throw here's incomplete.
Charles, he doesn't seem to be particularly in tune with his receivers, just 2 for 7 throwing the football, but he did seem really locked in before the game.
Yeah, and that has to do with receivers sometimes. Sometimes the defenders knock them off their routes, and you're usually pretty precise. 1, 2, 3 cut, ball's out of his hands to the receiver. In this case, might be off by a half step either way. They've got to find a way to get back in sync.
28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
Not liking the look. They'll change the play.
A first down throw for Prescott. Rolling to his right. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And he's brought down. Sets him up nicely. First and goal. It was a pickup of 14. And now they're in the hurry-up. Jacobs. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 2 now. Here's second and goal.
Brings up second and goal at the 2-yard line.
Now Prescott. He'll buy some time right. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Dak Prescott taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Steelers are able to stretch out their lead.
Let's go back over Dak Prescott's career. 6 rushing touchdowns in each of his first 3 years, but only 1 in each of the last 2 seasons. As a veteran, he's become much more judicious about when it's time to take the ball and go for the end zone.
Elliott on for the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. So that drive goes 8 plays.
And it was all capped off by Dak Prescott, keeping it and taking it in on the touchdown run.
And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25.
The Green Bay offense ready to take over. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least 1 practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
Here's Richardson to throw. He finds Hardy on the slant.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39.
On first down, Richardson.
And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Meanwhile, Richardson's throw taken in by Collins.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there at 22. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. Made his first. This now from 40. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. A live ball here, remember.
Boy, as we look down in the field, you can just see how a play like that changes momentum. Look, one side hooting and hollering, getting the big block, and the other side obviously dejected.
And since you mentioned momentum, few plays can change momentum as quickly as a blocked field goal. Big-time play there. Now see if they can capitalize on it and turn the fortunes in their direction.
And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10. Final play of the half, Prescott. He's going to let this one go deep. This is caught inside the 15. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Elliott now to add the extra point. And it's 21-3. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute, but first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10. We'll get started up at Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati, and it's the Bengals who are out in front. 2 touchdown passes there for Lamar Jackson. From there, we head east to Baltimore to check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And they've got the lead in their ball game over the visiting Cleveland Browns. 3 touchdown passes there for Trevor Lawrence. Lastly, let's get out to Jacksonville. See what's happening with the Jaguars at TIAA Bank Field. And they trail in that one as it's the visiting 49ers who are out in front. Cedric Wilson, a touchdown reception. It was a veteran quarterback, Dak Prescott, who had it working in the first half. He had a touchdown both in the air and on the ground to help push his guys into the lead at the break. These two teams making their last-minute adjustments. The second half coming your way from Pittsburgh. And to bring it to you, we go back to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3.
The Packers set to get the football first, and they are trailing on the scoreboard as we resume action, ready for the third quarter.
And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback.
Here's the Packers offense now getting set to start off this third quarter.
They look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive, but maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
First down, Packers.
1st and 10. Here's Richardson with it.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Aleem McNeil forced his way through, drops him for a loss of 10 yards.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
On second down, it's Jones. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on third down.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you. and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow him to convert a 3rd and 18. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
Back to throw. Here's Richardson. On a slant, here's Collins.
And he'll go down at the 28.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. Now Richardson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Packers 1st down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6. First and 10, it's Richardson. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. Picked off by Juju Brents. And the Steelers are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line.
So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in, coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2.
They had the big halftime lead. Their defense just helped them out further by forcing the turnover, so things are starting to look pretty rosy.
They certainly are, but they've got to be careful about getting complacent, though. They still need to go out and run their offense efficiently.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17.
Now Dak, he wants to change the play.
At the 17-yard line.
Prescott now.
This one into the hands of the rookie Luke Musgrave.
And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. 27 yards there, a 1st down. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. Shrugs him off. And this will be taken across midfield and into Green Bay territory. And the offense moving quickly to the line.
2nd down, Jacobs once more.
And he'll get it down here to the 43. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
65 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
They'll try to throw now. Prescott. Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another 1st down.
I felt that one all the way up here. How about that big man laying out and making that catch?
Yeah, that wasn't a 180-pound wideout. That was a tight end.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, Prescott. That's caught left side, Myers with it. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the end. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's Steeler football, and they have the lead as well as we begin quarter number 4. Back to the running game with Jacobs. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. And they're going to speed things up here. Here's Jacobs. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Josh Jacobs, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Steelers add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory.
Elliott good with a PAT, and they open the lead up now to 25. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Richardson looking to throw this. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
2nd and 10. Richardson working from the gun. Quick slant caught by Chase. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down. And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a 1st down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
The Steelers' 47-yard line.
Now Richardson back to throw it. Quick throw there is incomplete.
Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers. So a lot of credit to the defensive game plan, and especially the execution.
And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 29-yard line. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on 3rd. Now a 1st down carry by Jones.
What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run.
Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. A nice display of powerful running, but it takes him only to the 7. He's dropped there.
84 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. Richardson now on 2nd down.
Flushed out right. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a 1st down.
Jones will score. Touchdown, Packers.
And while no one on the offensive line will get the 6 points next to their name, they should be credited with this one. Tremendous blocking to get the runner into the end zone.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead is down to 28-10. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And this doesn't work. The Steelers recover it. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win.
Here's a handoff to Jacobs. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35.
They're going to hurry back to the line now. Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now Prescott going to change the play.
At the 35-yard line.
That one looks like he'll throw here.
And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
Hey, kill. 27. What do you think?
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And this is caught inside the 5. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. They'll run it with Jacobs. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Josh Jacobs with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
What a luxury it is to be able to call a bowling ball like Josh Jacobs down near the goal line. 5'10", 220 pounds, and he's not afraid to get in there and get the tough yards. He finishes off this drive with a touchdown run.
Elliott good on the extra point, and they open the lead up now to 25. 5 plays there on that drive. And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Josh Jacobs. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good.
Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. 1st and 10, Richardson looks to throw it. Caught on the right side by Jones. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and that'll bring up a 2nd down and just a couple. Richardson looking to throw. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game, and that was a big talk both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them holding them under 200 today.
No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now. 4th down, desperation time. Here's Richardson. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game.
Richardson to throw off play action. And that one too wide and incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
And Richardson looks to throw once more.
He's going to loft it deep right sideline. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
On 3rd down, here's Richardson.
And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Richardson. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Well, if you step back and look at this, CD, a pretty impressive victory. Not the best defense in the NFL they were going against, but it is a top 10 defense in this league, and they're pretty sound, but yet they found a way to get it done and get the victory.
Yeah, I got to give them credit because I think their game plan was really, really strong for this one. They knew where they wanted to attack. They knew how they wanted to execute, and they did it with confidence and a little bit of verve as well.
So for Pittsburgh, they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for Green Bay, they'll lose an important one here as that drops them to 5-4 on the season. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.